We've got a very special tribute to Tony Harbour there saying good morning for us all. Hello and welcome to the Adobe Express stream. It's so great to have you with me. Let me just have a look and see who's with us in the chat. So we've got Tim, Oliver, Sean. Hi, Tony. Thanks for your good morning. Michelle, amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. Today, we are going to be looking at how to make a link in bio page for your social media channels or anywhere that you'd put a link, really. So this is brilliant for you if you don't have your own website and you just want to be able to have some links available. So you can point people in different directions. So maybe you've got a podcast or a YouTube channel or anything like that you want to sort of point people in that direction. So let's head on over into Adobe Express. I think this is one of those features that people don't actually know, potentially don't know about. So I'm excited to explore it today. So hi, Merla. Thanks for joining us. Well, I'm just going to click on the big plus sign in the top left here. And if you scroll down, you will see web page. So that is what we are going to be working in today. So this is what it looks like. There you are sort of limited on what you can do. It's going to make us a pretty simple web page. But what's amazing is that it's you're not going to have to pay for like website hosting or anything like that. You're going to get a link at the end of this and you can have everything you need in one place, nice and neatly, so that you can point people to it. So this is going to be our cover and it automatically applies whatever branding you've got set up in Adobe Express. So in your sort of brand kit, which we've had a look at before, you can go back and find a video of that. But I'll show you in a second. But so you'll see over here, there's a button top right, which is themes. And that here you can sort of pick your brand theme. So once you've set up your branding, I've put my brand colors. You'll see it says Liz Mosley branding here. If you've got different brands set up, you can just toggle between them, clicking on this. And then you can pick your light, medium, or dark version. So I'm going to go for a medium version, and it's automatically applied sort of the colors that I've got in my branding. But if we go back into themes, you can, if you don't have like a brand kit set up on Adobe Express, you can just scroll down and you'll see that Adobe Express has some themes that you can use. So you can sort of have a think about what kind of feel you want for your web page, and you can pick one of those if that helps. So what we are going to do is just start adding some things to our web page. So you've got a few different options here. You can add a photo, you can have a short cover or a split layout. So I'm going to make a short cover because I don't want it to be too big at the top here. Let me know in the chat that if you knew that this was possible already, if you think this is something that you might use. I think it's a handy feature. So I'm just going to put my name and then I'm going to put branding designer. And now we can start adding things. So I'm going to add a photo and immediately it's going to bring up all the stock photos. You can either use something from Adobe stock or you can upload your own photo. So in a minute, when we've sort of played around with this a bit, I might go and design a banner that I can then put up here. But for now, I'm just going to find an image of some leaves and put that in for now. Okay, perfect. So then you'll see that we have this plus button here. So we can start adding things and there's all sorts of different options. So we're basically going to work through the different options of what you can add. So I'm going to start off with some text and I'm just going to put hello and thank you for visiting my links page. We'll see how many spelling mistakes I make today. And you can just do some simple edits here. So you can make it bold. You can change the size. all that kind of thing. So yes, right. So we've got some text. You could add more text if you wanted to. And then I think what I'm going to do is add a photo. And let's see, what shall we add a photo of? You could find I'm going to find a stock office pic and pretend that this is me working. But you could put in a headshot or something like that so that people know, whose website that they're visiting. And then let's add some buttons. As you can see, this is sort of super easy and intuitive to put together. So I'm going to have a button that is to my podcast, and then you're just going to add in your web address. So let me just put that in /podcast. It's going to go there, and I'm going to have a center alignment and save. So what I'm going to do is create a couple of buttons because this is a sort of link in bio page. So I want people to be able to get to all different places. So let's add a few more. So I could lead people to my YouTube channel. I'm going to leave the link for now. Oh no, I think I'm going to have to put one in. I'm just going to put in my website for now because I don't know off the top of off my head what my YouTube channel website is. Let me just copy and paste that so I don't have to keep typing it. Okay, so let's add another one in. If anyone's got any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat over on Behance. I hope you enjoyed, Tony, your little intro to this stream. If you missed it, we had Tony singing good morning for us all, even though it's not morning where I am. Okay, so we're adding some buttons to our webpage on Adobe Express. Tip: button shapes can be Button shapes can be edited in your brand kit. That's great. Thanks, Sean. That's a brilliant tip. So yeah, we can go and edit some of these things over in our brand kit in a bit. So I'm going to do mailing list sign up. That's going to be my next button. And next up, we could add a video, which would be great. So you would just put in your YouTube link there. And then what else can we play around with? So you've got a glide show, a photo grid. You can have split layout. So you can have an image here. So let's add another stock image from Adobe Stock. And then you could add some text here next to it. So we could have some how you can work with me. I'm going to make that H1, add some more text. See, yeah, how many spelling mistakes I make. Gift design, website design. So you could add a list of how people can work with you. And then, the edit button. There we go. Yeah, that's Sean's got all the tips this morning. Or this afternoon. I'm getting confused now. Okay, so let's add in a photo grid. So this, you can add photos to build your grid. So again, nice and easy. You can either upload your own photos or you can get some stock ones. So let's get some stock ones from here and see how it starts coming together. I think you can. Let's replace this one. So you can sort of have a play around with how it's looking. Let's try some other search words. See what we want to have in here. I think if you've got your own website, then you can make your links page on there. But this is such a great option if you don't have a website, but you want to be able to direct people to different pages of your content online. Or maybe you've got a website, but you want to use this for something else. So you can keep adding photos and it's going to create a grid for you. Let's add a few more. These are all looking a bit a bit corporate for my brand. Let's see if we can find some fun, colorful images. Oh, this is nice. So you'll see it keeps sort of putting it into a grid format for you. So it's starting to come together. So then we'll just click on save, and then that's going to place that in our web page, and you can add a caption, and you can easily edit the grid. You can add your alt text, which is really great. You can also just easily delete an image from here, and you'll see if you click on the information button, it's going to give you where, like the credit, where it's from, the source. And in a minute we'll have a look and you'll see that it gives us a credit down the bottom of your web page for everybody, which is great. So let's try a glide show. So you can we'll add some more images. I'm just going with stationery as my theme today. I love all these sort of flat lay stationery images. Let me know in the chat if you think this is something that you would use, or what you might use for it. We can share ideas on what you might use it for. Okay, let's try this. So this is, cool. So this is going to give you a big image there. Amazing. So I think we've done everything. The video, you just need your link to your video. So it needs to be hosted somewhere like on YouTube. So then if you look up here, we've got different options. So we've got settings. You can put in a Google Analytics tracking ID, which is really helpful. You can enable a cookie banner. We can preview. So this is going to show what it looks like. Now you'll see it's added my logo. So if we scroll up to the top, my logo comes up there. We've got the image that we place in the background. The fonts are set to what the fonts that I've got set up in my brand kit. And then we can just scroll down and have a little look. So we've got our buttons. Now I've made this quite busy because I wanted to show you like all the different like functions. You could have a much simpler version. I think often it's nice to have like a headshot so that people can get to know you, and then some buttons that lead people where you want them to go. Sean says he's been using this since it was known as Spark. What, Sean, let us know in the chat what you use it for. Do you use it as a links page or do you use it for something else? So we've got our split section here, how you can work with me. We've got our like gallery here. Then we've got our bigger images that scroll through as you scroll down, which is actually a really nice feature. I think if you've got some brand, like brand images taken, then this will be really great for that. You'll see at the bottom, we've got our credits. So this just credits all of the stock images that we've used. And then it puts the logo again at the bottom, and it also you've got Adobe's terms and conditions and privacy policy, which is really great. So let me just click on this X up here. So that's the preview, and then we can click on the share button, and that is going to give us the option to publish and share a link. So once you've done that, it's going to give you the link, and then that is the link that you can put in your bio, which is really handy. I think you can also add contributors, which is another really nice aspect of Adobe Express. So if you are working with someone else, maybe you've got a virtual assistant or a colleague, then you can like send it to them so that they can edit it as well. So what I think I'm going to do is just head to back into Express, and I'm just going to make myself a little banner that can go at the top of my website. So I'm going to head over here. Let's have a look. Social profile. I just want something that I can put up in the top. So Sean uses it as a workshops page so people can follow along with in-person workshops or stream workshops. Oh, nice. That is a great use for it. I reckon there's like so many clever ways that you could make use of this. So I'm going to keep my background pretty simple because I don't want it to sort of interfere with sort of the text that's going to be at the top of my web page. So I'm just going to add a few elements and some shapes. Hi, Annika in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Oh, it's nice to see everybody. I love getting to chat to people on a Friday on our streams. Right. Let me find some shapes. I always end up going for stars or smiley faces. They're my favorites. So let's stick some happy faces in here. Someone here on Behance uses it to write and send out screenplays. Oh, I love that. That's great. You can be so creative with these tools. And just like, yeah, amazing ideas for how you can make the most of them. Fiona says, this is amazing. I'm new to using Adobe stock and great to know using great selection of stocks to post on the stationery product website. No worries, Fiona. Yeah, there's so many stock images available on Adobe Express, which is great. You'll notice that some of them have got little crowns on them, which are like available in premium, but there's also absolutely loads of them that are available to use in the free version of Adobe Express, which is great. And it's just so nice how easily accessible they are. And then if you were around last week, we sort of chatted through libraries, and you'll see that we've got libraries here where you can have your template set up and your brand images and all that kind of thing. So that's another option. If you've got branded images that you've had taken for your branding, then you can put those on your web page as well, which is always great for keeping things consistent and looking good. I'm all about consistency when it comes to how your branding looks. And I'm loving these sort of ideas of from Sean of how people use this web page feature. I'm going to start thinking how I can use it because I think it's totally brilliant. Okay, so I'm just going to save this. And head back over to projects. And I'm just going to update this and see how it looks. So if I just find, so you'll notice that you can change the focal point. So I can drag this up here. So hopefully, there we go. So now I've got my smiley faces. And it sort of, because I've used my brand color, it sort of seamlessly scrolls down. So that's another option for what you could do up here. Tim says, I also need some photos where I look busy. Yeah, you do, Tim. I'm all about getting the photos of me looking busy. And Annika says, I need these library and headshot tips from you. Honestly, so one of the things that I decided to do was I'd get regular pictures so that I can just keep my website updated. So yeah, I have a really lovely local photographer who we meet up sort of every couple of months, and she takes a bunch of new headshots for me, and it makes my life so much easier, especially posting on social. Yeah, so yeah, that is another option for what you could do with your header, and you can add your alt text to the top images as well. Let's just see what other things that we can do. So I think I thought I could access my library from here, but now I can't see where it is. But I'm pretty sure that, well, I could just have it on my desktop and I could upload one of my brand images here. And it's really handy being able to change the focal point. And you'll remember that at the beginning, we changed how big it was. So you can have a much bigger header than this if you've got a nice big image that you want to have at the top of the web page. Fiona says, that's great to know. I'm working on how to build my images to my library on Express. Yeah, so the library is honestly brilliant. So you'll find it over here in the left panel. And what's nice is that you can set up libraries for all different projects. And you can sort of, oh, hang on, Sean, what are you saying? No, you can't. Oh, you can't access the libraries for the images. No, yeah, I think you have to sort of save your images on your desktop and upload them. I thought I'd done it before, but I think I just did it from my desktop. So thanks, Sean. That's good to clarify that. So for your banner header, you can't just pull it in from your library, but it's easy. You've got all your images there and it's easy to have them on your desktop as well. So hang on, let me just keep up with the chat because it's going quite fast today. So Fiona's working on how to build my images to my library on Express. So yeah, over in libraries, you just click on libraries, head into manage, and then you've got your templates. So any templates that you make for your business, you can save here and you can then create from those. And then you've got your assets here. So here you just add your images in and you've got your logos here as well and any other assets. So Fiona says, may I ask, can you show us how to store our clip photo images to the library on Express? What do you mean by clip photo, Fiona? I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah, anyway, hopefully all of that has been helpful. If you've got any other questions, we've only got a few minutes left, pop them in the chat. Definitely, if you are using Adobe Express for your brand, I would massively recommend setting up your brand kit, which is in the brand section here, and you can manage in there. So you've got all your colors, and this is where like my website design was pulling all of the stuff in from, so the colors and the fonts and the logo. So get that set up because it'll make your life loads easier, and also get your library set up. And then what's really nice about the library is that you'll be able to access that if you're using other Adobe software. So if you're using like InDesign, Photoshop, Illustrator, anything like that. Great. So Fiona says, thanks, Sean and Liz. I had an image with people and I cropped the people images and I'm trying to store them on the library. So what I would do is just download the image, and then when you get into your library, just upload it. So people images, place them to a new photo. I think you mean, so in Express, you can like cut a person out and then put another image behind it. So I would do that. So just like create a document, put that in. So yeah, I haven't got time to show you now, but you just save that as an image, download it, and then you can upload that again to your library so that you've got it nice and handy. Hopefully that answers your question, Fiona. But if not, feel free to pop me a message or pop a message onto the YouTube video later and we can cover it in a future stream. So that is all we've got time for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Next up, we've got a Photoshop masterclass with Paul Trani. me, and he's going to be looking at modern Renaissance art. So feel free to stick around for that. It looks like it's going to be a really fun session. And I will see you next week, where we will be covering another topic, designing more graphics in Adobe Express. Have a great Friday.